Hello and welcome to the channel, and today we're going to be fitting an Easy Fit monobloc kitchen tap. So you can see we've gone for a Bristan Acorn kitchen mixer tap, advertised as Easy Fit. So we'll see how much easier it is to fit in comparison to a normal tap with your box spanners. What will you need aside from what comes with the kit? Some box spanners, perhaps to take the original tap off, a screwdriver, some spanners or an adjustable spanner, and I've got water pump pliers here just in case. What comes with the kit? You'll get your monobloc mixer kitchen tap, which mixes the hot with the cold. You'll also get your flexi tails, which has also got an isolation valve and a non-return valve on it, so that's a combination of the two. You'll also get your lubrication, your housing, and also your Allen keys as well. I think it's great that the manufacturers are including these isolation and non-return valves, but I've already got these fitted below, so it doesn't make sense for me to put these on, so I'll be using my original fittings. If you haven't already got one of these attached to your plumbing, I'd encourage you to fit this one, because what it will do is allow you to go back, and any maintenance we can just isolate the valve rather than switching all the water off. Because they've included a non-return valve, it means there'll be no back flushing with the hot and cold. First up, switch the water off either via the stopcock, or if you've got isolation valves, isolate it from those. Just in case you don't know what you're looking for, it's these things here. Can you see that? So there's a little isolation valve. All we do is turn that horizontal and it should isolate that specific. I've got hot on the left, cold on the right. So it's not very easy filming under here, but I'll try my best. So what I'm going to do is take this screwdriver and I'm going to turn this. Try and show you that now. And that should isolate. I'm just going to check that they're off. Yeah. First thing I'm going to do is disconnect these two flexi tails which supply the hot and the cold up to the tap up there, which hopefully you can see that there. And I'm just going to disconnect them here at this nut and this nut. It's worth mentioning at this point now, everybody's plumbing will be a little bit different. The flexi tails usually come straight onto a copper pipe, its own individual section, so that's what you'd probably normally encounter. As you can see, we've got some additional feed supplying another tap. So just as an example, so it's not confusing anyone, yours may look like this. It will travel down, you'll have your fitting, and then it'll be attached to a copper pipe here. What I'm going to do, bear with us, I'm trying to keep out the way of the camera, is I'm just going to take this off. I'll try and do it without getting my hand in the way. I'm pretty much going to turn it. And then we should get a little bit of water coming out, any of the residue from here. There we go. Just take that off. There should be a little bit of water. I've got some rags underneath ready to catch it. And that's that first one removed. Just try and do the same with the other one. And again, a little bit of water will come out. You'll probably see that they're both loose now. So next up, try and show you up there, is we've got to take this nut off, and that'll allow us to take the tap off, and that will mean we need to use the box spanners, which is the awkward bit. Here we've got one of our box spanners. You can see the hole there, and what that's got to do is, if I try and show you without getting in the way, and this is why it's so awkward, and the other one's advertised as Easy Fit, so it's got to go up there, up onto the nut, and then I've got to turn it by putting this in and then turning it round and loosening it. So you see it's on there now, and I've got to loosen it. And you can see how much of a pain this is. Right, so just took it off, put it back on again so the hole's over here. Gives us another chance to loosen it a bit more. I think we've got it there now. Yeah, managing to get it by hand now. I'm just going to take that off. And then as we loosen it, we should be able to just take that nut off. You can see the washers come in with it now, all the way down. So you'll see now, as this nut's getting towards the bottom, and we have to be careful with the tap. So if I take you on top, you can see that the tap's starting to go. So for the rest of it, I'm going to hold it and take the nut off. What I'm going to do now, for those that haven't done it before, just try and really lean it back through. And they should fit. If they don't, we can just unscrew them. There we go. So you can see that we've got the main fitting here. We take that off, it's just a protective cap. And it's advertised to be able to go in through the hole like so. So we put it through. Now if your hole's not big enough, there is another way we can do this, so I'll show you that now. So this is too small for us. So this moves up and down. The only thing keeping it in place is this. So we're going to take the Allen key or hexagonal key, whatever you want to call it, and you can see as we move it, this should detach the base, and that'll allow us to pop it through and then put it back on again. So we can see the base has come off. Just take the rubber off as well, and now we can pop that through and attach it. I'm just going to make sure that that rubber's in its housing, and I'm going to put that through now. So I'm going to place that on top, place it into position, and then we're going to have to go underneath and put that on. If you can see that there, I'm finding it very awkward to hold it on top, otherwise it moves. I've got the rubber on first to give me a fighting chance, and now I'm going to try and put the bottom on and get that in. But and see if I can turn the hexagonal key at the same time. I managed to get that in. I've just got to double check. But you can see what, you know, if it doesn't fit directly in the hole, you've got to try and keep hold of this whilst getting your arm underneath, and you can't see. So for me, because it didn't fit through the hole, it's a bit more of a tricky task than I was expecting. I've tried a couple of times now and I've failed, so are we in? Let's try that. Maybe that's it. Took one of the cartridges out, so I've got a better chance of getting it in, but I'm in on that hole. It should just turn now. It's not wanting to do so. There we go, we've got it now. It just seems to be awkward. I'll put the other one down. As that comes through. Yeah, so all I'm doing now is turning the Allen key, and I'm going to get it into position. So I'm holding it with one hand underneath, and then I'm just going to tighten it. I can feel it moving. Once it gets to the top, I'm going to put it into position, but there was something on the angle as you tilting it, it wasn't going in, so maybe it was something I was doing. Or maybe it is just tricky. Right, I don't think we need to over tighten that. Here we've got our base on. And if we go underneath, you'll see that we've got two here. This is where the flexi tails are going to go. We've got our two flexi tails ready. Remember that I took this isolation stroke non-return valve off because I've already got them on. So you keep those on if you haven't got those already. These are both the same, so I'm going to put one on the hot and one on the cold. On your feeds, left is always the hot in the UK, cold is on the right. I'm just going to screw them both in. I suppose it matters which one goes in first, but I'll do this one so you can see it. So what I'm going to do is twist it and not over tighten it. So I'll provisionally put that in. You can see that going in there hopefully. I'll get the other one in now. This one is the more tricky of the two because it's not fixed yet, so it will move as you move. So you're going to have to hold it from the top as well on the second cold. Try and get that in. I'm managing. Briefly tighten these, or I'm not going to don't over tighten them. So I'm just going to briefly nip this off a little bit. But you can see the problems you might have if you was trying to get a span around there. So two flexes are connected, not over tightened, and then all we've got is these two tails. So this is the point where I'm just going to connect it to the original feeds because I've already got isolation stroke non-return valves on. But yours, if yours came with a pack and you didn't, this is the point where these would connect here, like so. You'd turn those on, and then this would attach to the copper pipe and run down. I'm just going to attach these. So left is hot, and I know this is my hot feed, so I'm just going to attach this on here. And all I'm going to do, because there's a rubber insert on there which forms the compression, is just turn it and tighten that up. I'll provisionally do it and then I'll nip it off with a spanner in a minute. So here's the cold feed. A little bit of a squeeze, but I don't know if you can see that on camera. All I'm going to do is turn that on again, the rubber's in there. Do is nip these with a spanner and not over tighten, because the rubber will do a lot of the work for us. Nip this final one off. You might use 2 spanners for this depending on the type of junction you're using, but you see our tail's coming on, but if that was on the end of your tail here, so that's the non-return valve and here's the isolation valve, and this was going onto the copper pipe. This is the bit I'm not showing you. What you'd do is you would get your nuts, you place that over the copper pipe here, and then you've got this olive which goes onto the pipe as well, and then when you clip it on, you turn it and you give that compression. And you do that with your wrench. What it will do is compress that olive onto the copper pipe and seal it. Now you can use PTFE tape or solvent weld if you wish, or not, so that just goes on there like that. Right, so I'm just going to grease the O-rings with the solution they provided, the Molykote here. So what I'm going to do is get some of the solution on here and just put it round the rubbers, prevent any abrasion. What we're going to do is put the tap on. You can see the 2 holes here where they're going to line up, and then the 2 attachment points as well. So we're just going to put that on, slide that over to position. There you go. It's looking straight. Just to take these little grommet looking things with the fixing that they've provided, and then fix it to the base here. So once it's in position, go clockwise again, and then we're just going to fix this base down to make sure the tap is in position. What I'm going to do now is turn the water back on at the isolation valves. So first of all, that's the hot, and now the cold. And the moments of truth, isn't it? Bit of air first, hopefully. There we go. Good. And hot. So, verdict on the Easy Fit. Is it any easier than the traditional method of going up and using the box spanners? Yes, it is. It's a little bit easier. It would have been much more simple if it would have fit through the hole. You would have seen on our video that our hole was still too small, so I had to go up and underneath. That did make it more challenging. If I could have fit through the hole, then it would have been really easy, but it doesn't eliminate the fact that you still have to go underneath and work in a confined space.